January 22nd, 2026.
Service Committee called to order at 6 p.m. Members present, I myself, Chris Murray's chair, Cody Scott, Harry Spiegel, Robert Taylor. First thing up is minutes for January 8th. Looking for a motion to pass those.
So moved.
Second.
Hey, Chris, can you turn on your mic? Thank you.
First by Robert Taylor, second by Cody.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Arcadius is next up on the list. A city agreement to our long-term control plan contract. Tommy, you want to come up and speak on that?
Tommy Starner, Service Safety Director. So you guys got in front of you the Arcadius agreement, if we so choose. They have all of our prior studies and stuff. So my suggestion is we look this over, look at it really close, but they have everything, and I think we should accept it. So.
I think we should do what now?
Accept it.
Accept it?
Yeah. It is a lot of money. They did break it down over the next 3 years.
Did you want to go into a more explanation of a long-term control plan?
So what's happening is, as we all know, that the federal government, or the federal EPA and the Ohio EPA is kind of talking about giving us to the Ohio EPA. It has not been officially done, but the Ohio EPA is going to require us to do a long-term control plan for the whole thing. So this is what this is doing. It's going to do a rate study, a long-term control plan, and a analysis of what we need to, as far as possibly what the sewer treatment plant may need in their final. So. And also, just so you guys know, Arcadius is coming on the 5th of February. That's the date, right? And they will talk to you about this more in depth.
Is there a deadline when it's got to be passed by?
We'd like to start monitoring in March, the first part of March. So you don't have to pass it tonight per se, but it would have, either way, it's probably going to have to be passed as an emergency.
Right.
So, but you do have another couple weeks before they come, and we do have time to get it passed prior to the March start date, so.
Just for me and anybody in general public, in layman's terms, tell us what exactly they are doing for us. Like what service are they providing?
They do all of our studies on how much sewer plant we need.
Okay.
How much stormwater needs to go away, things like that. So
Okay.
it's they're gonna put, what are they called, like flow monitors in the sewer, but on a river, like height of the river, and see how much stormwater is actually coming in our sewer system with both
Gotcha.
levelers. Yeah,
Okay.
levels with both levels, and see if anything's coming into our sewer system, and to fight that battle probably first.
Gotcha.
And we've already got some stuff some controls to help keep it away from the.
And that's all just part of the continuing storm separation.
Yes. It's all
Project that
Yep.
started, 10 years ago, if not more? Longer?
2012,
Okay.
2020, yeah.
Yeah, those years are blurry.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Okay. Thank
So,
you.
Yep. Any other
Got
questions?
Anything you want to ask on
Not
this?
really.
It's kind of your end of this wheelhouse.
I worked with them before. They're a good company. They do a good job for us. There's no use changing the middle of it, because if you start with a new engineering firm, you'd be starting over almost. So
Yeah, it would
they
be
know
a-
what's going on. They know
it-
where everything's at. So we did that once. It didn't work out too well. So
We did talk to Wessler, and Wessler said by the time they took their model over and rebuilt the model to their specs, it would it would cost the same
Yep.
as what this is costing.
They've done a lot of monitoring already.
Yeah,
And it'd
and-
be good to see where they were then and where it is now, for what the separation we've done, so.
Yep. All right, thanks.
I make a motion
Thanks,
to
Tommy.
table this till next week.
Yep, I agree with you. Table till next meeting?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Motion for that, just say that. Okay.
All right, we got the wonderful 900s coming up. Want to do the ordinance 53, 2025, water pipes and mains first. We've all been through all these, looked at them all over. This is really one that we had issues with. Looking for a motion to request legislation and, let's see, hang on.
We're gonna do it each one separate?
No, this is gonna be separate. It's gotta go back as a first reading, get assigned a new number.
Yep.
So I'm
I make a
asking,
motion to send it back, or send it,
yeah, I'm looking for a motion to send it back.
Second.
First by Terry,
yes.
second by Taylor.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up is the rest of the 900s. That would be 52, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, and 59, 2025. I'd like to have a motion to send those back for a second reading. They've already been through their first reading.
So moved.
First by Mr. Taylor, second by Mr. Scott. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, you got a number for it already? Number's gonna be 3. What was it?
2026.
3, 2026. It's gonna be a new number assigned to it. All right, any open projects anybody wants to talk about?
Do you have any interest in cleaning this list up?
I do, especially after we get these 900s through.
I mean, do you
I think Omni Fiber is going to live there forever. Yeah, I think they moved into this town.
well, I mean, how do you want to go about it,
I
Mr.
mean-
Chair? Do you want to go down the list and,
Let me look it up here. Oh, thank you. A lot quicker that way. Sewer and garbage rates, that's something that stays on right now.
okay,
So the sewer rates, solid rates increase is still something we're looking into. Of course, and again, landlord utility billing.
can we back up? I just have a question on one of these.
Oh, which one? I'm sorry, Oak Ridge too, I didn't see that.
Sewer rates for out of town, how does that even work? What
Tom, you
sewer-
wanna talk
what
on that
sewer
one?
water are we dragging in from out of town?
They do have different rates than the city does.
I guess I'm just, I guess I don't understand the process of how
Yeah.
we're getting sewer water from out of town.
Yeah, there's a sewer line going out 98, and the rates are 1.5 times what we pay in Bucyrus.
Explain that to me. I guess I'm lost on what, because I'm not smart, but explain to me how, what do you mean? We're taking water from Sulphur Springs?
We have water going out that way also,
Okay,
so we're supplying the water, and the sewer's coming back into Bucyrus.
gotcha.
Yep.
So is
And
that,
also, we have 3 plants that are, well, you guys were there.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 plants are also considered sewer rates outside of the city limits.
Excuse me, Tommy, on Route 98, wasn't that sewer line drilled out to the water plant?
It does.
That's where it
That's a
went to
Ford.
originally, and
I
then they
gotcha.
dump, anybody along there has to
Yeah,
attach into it.
that's in the ORC, I believe.
Yes.
It's in the ORC where they have to dump into it if
Yeah, they
it
have
goes
to-
by their house.
okay.
If it's a sewer system.
So it's
they
not
gotta
something
get
the
into it.
city decided to do, it was the state that,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
thank you. I guess the county water line project, there has been a lot of discussion about that in the past month. Are we wanting to, obviously we have lines already running that have taps. We don't want to stop anybody from jumping on those, but are we going to discontinue this idea of putting lines all over the county?
I believe, Tommy, you might be staying up here for a while. I believe those lines that we're going to do are all done, right? Or not?
Yeah, everything we've started is done.
Right.
Our intentions is not to put any more lines out. Whether the county decides, county commissioners decide they want to put some, tap onto our lines, and we take them over, it would have to be decided at that time.
But those are lines already ran.
Those are lines already ran.
And that's what I'm talking about.
And anyone that wants to tap into those lines that are already ran, we're good with.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. My question is, do we want to put something in place to prevent any more lines being dug and put in place for now?
I wouldn't,
I don't know that, in my opinion, I don't know that we would tie our hands like that.
no.
We could always change the legislation,
What if a
right?
big factory come in outside of town and wanted water, we'd have to say we give it to them.
I'm sorry, Terry, what
If a
was
big
it?
factory come into town outside of the city limits, wanted water, we'd run it to them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
why not keep that in there for that reason?
Okay.
Hopefully we get that.
Yes, sir, that makes sense.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Okay.
Further down the road, that's why, I'm pretty much sure that's why that's blank
Should it,
too.
Tommy? Well, aren't they running one out on Route 4? That guy's tying it in,
It's
paying for
done.
himself, is he not?
Oh, that's down Crowder Road, I believe it
Yes,
is?
Yeah, Crowder Road, yes.
That guy paid for it to go all the way down Crowder Road to his house, and he paid for the whole line.
Wow.
We will take over after his line is tapped.
Yes, okay.
We would-
So,
Mr. President?
I was just gonna say to Mr. Taylor's question, you could remove it from open projects, and then if the opportunity comes along, you could refer it.
Yeah, I mean,
So you can go ahead.
it makes sense to keep it on there,
Yeah,
like
just
Terry
leave it
said.
on there.
It saves a step.
Northwest trunk, I don't even remember this one, all it's before,
that was,
maybe you know more about that since you were on.
that's just,
Back then.
certainly they cleaned that out, didn't they?
Yeah, they just
On
cleaned
sewer line, they
it.
got
Just
some
this year, they
on
cleaned it
there.
again.
What's that?
They just cleaned that this year.
Yeah.
How often is that done? As needed?
As needed, but
So-
I don't think it's been done since it was built.
You think
Until
it
this
does,
year.
that should stay on there then for when it needs done, or just take
I
it
don't-
off? We can always bring it back later?
We can take that off.
Yeah, I don't think, I don't know what we would do with that.
Okay. County water line expansion's done, right? We're not gonna go any farther, so that can come off. Sewer deposits was done, no further information, table till next meeting. Have you guys want to do any more with the sewer deposits? Or do we need to keep that one on there yet?
The sewer deposits?
That's all it says, sewer deposits,
Got it.
in 2024,
That's if-
January 2024.
Isn't that if anybody wants to tie into it?
The Arcadius, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've got, we've done the 2024 one. They're going to do another restudy though, so we'll see where that lands.
So that needs to stay on there too.
Yeah.
Solar field sewer plant, no further action was done on that one, table till next meetings.
That
Where
was
we at with that
that was
one, or-
2 years ago.
Yeah,
What was that again?
solar field sewer rates.
Yeah, you can, either way, you can take it on or,
Take it on, take it off, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We can always take it back.
We can.
What would you think, Eric?
I'd say.
the mayor has something
Take
to
it
say
out?
on this.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take that one out.
The mayor has something to say, Chris.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The mayor has.
I didn't see you, Bruce, go ahead.
Why it was left on is the man that we were working with that was interested in building a solar field on city property was that he wanted to have more hard numbers provided to him by Arcadis and by Westler. That's why it hasn't proceeded forward, but when he has better numbers from us and from the engineering company, then he would sit down and review the possibility of putting solar fields in on city-owned property.
Now, is that outweigh the wastewater plant too, if I remember right, or not?
Yeah, and the water treatment.
And the water treatment?
So that's an ongoing thing right now.
Okay, well, we'll leave that one on there then for now. Dumpster rates, that's back in 2024 also.
Keep it on there.
Keep it on there, all right.
Might have to raise them sometime again. Who knows?
Robert?
Oh, yeah, I mean,
No.
yeah, that's fine.
What about the Whetstone signal crossing in June of 2025? It has on here as resolution 221-25.
I don't even see
Did that
that.
come off, or do we keep that on there?
Is that this one?
Whetstone signal crossing CSX agreement?
That one's
I
done.
don't even see it.
I don't think that's in service, Cody.
That's not in service, no.
That's in 6/24/25, it's down a little ways yet. On June 24th.
It's in service, yeah.
There's lack of quorum.
Well, you see that it has a resolution number, so that legislation was passed, so that should have came off of it.
Yeah, that's done.
We can remove that then, because it's already been passed, okay.
Does anybody have any questions about any of the other ones that are still in here? Oh, I know one that I see that was in February of 2025, and discussion was held on it. Wasn't a matter done on its table. That's for utility service superintendent.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to go anywhere with that? Keep it on there in case you want to talk about it some other time?
I mean, from what I gathered on the conversations, the administration believes, and it made sense to me, that the way they've run it right now seems to be the most frugal,
Seemed to be.
financial way to run this. I don't see a need to change it. I would probably remove it.
Yeah, I know there's discussion about it rumbling out there. That's why it's one of the ones I wanted to bring up.
I mean, if you want to open that particular item up for public participation, I think you can.
Right.
I think we take that on, to tell you the truth. We can always be-
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be permanent.
We can be back on
If we're all fine with it, we'll just, I'll leave it on there for now then. So we can bring it up later if we need to. BCO, chapter 137 is completed, isn't it? Didn't we pass that one already? I thought so. That could come off. Waterworks fund is blank, so I don't remember.
That's when we was found out we were in the hole, so that's what we discussed that one. I don't think that's,
And we've resolved that.
we resolved that again.
Okay, well, that can come off then. South Ledesky Waterline Project, that's gonna be going on for
Yeah, that's
a
gonna
long, long
stay
time,
up
isn't
there.
it?
Not the water line. That's gonna be, stormwater and sewer and reconstruction. We're not gonna do the water line.
Okay, well, we'll take that one off then. That'll do it.
Why wouldn't it be?
Oh, wait a minute.
Are they not gonna do the water line? I thought you said they was moving it though.
Not,
Okay,
just the ones that are going across the road.
okay.
This is just the, services going across the road.
Whetstone Street Crossing, didn't we?
That's the one that Cody just asked
I was gonna say, didn't we get that one done?
about. Yeah, we passed legislation.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought we got
Yeah,
that
it's
one
done.
done. Creating an ordinance to allow for in-home water treatment.
That's
We don't have an ordinance for that now, do we?
No, you guys shot
Do
that
we
down.
really need one?
wasn't that in the 900 one?
Not really, no.
Not for, I didn't see it for testing.
It's not in.
Not for testing.
No.
Because right now it's voluntary.
And I mean, my opinion, it should remain voluntary. People want to
Yeah.
I
have
think-
their water tested inside.
Yeah, I
their
thought
home.
you guys shot that one down a
Yeah,
while
It doesn't have
back.
anything listed as notes, so
Yeah,
I don't know, we got shot down or just never got discussed again or.
I know we discussed it. Next ones are good.
BCO set utility rates, I think that needs to stay on
Let's
yet.
take it off. All right.
Anybody else would like to talk about, or Arcadius obviously is the one he's put on there.
Yeah, I don't even see those on mine, so.
Material bids.
I've got no
We just
copy.
finished that one.
Yeah, that passed. so-
That passed, yeah. Material bids can come on. I think I should do it on that. All right, citizen
Thanks, Tommy.
participation's next.
Good evening. My first question to this committee is, how much is this proposal of this long-term plan going to cost the residents of this city? $1 million is a lot of money. And the other thing that Mr. Starner brought up was that the other engineering firm, Wessler, said that their rates are compared to this. Why aren't we sticking with the same engineering firm that we're going to be doing our wastewater treatment plant with this project also?
Is that not what we're doing?
No, they're going with Arcadius.
But Arcadius has been there forever, though. They know what's going on in the system. I don't think the other company's doing the wastewater plant, are they?
The other one was the wastewater plant. It wasn't, it had nothing to do with
I think,
what Arcadius is doing.
yeah.
Which should have been done first before they even looked at building or redoing the water plant, in my
I'm
opinion.
just
I
asking
agree.
a question, if you're going to have one company do it, and just have one company do it
Well,
all.
maybe they don't do that.
Well, he just said they did, sir, so,
I don't know.
but
Say
that's
what we
okay.
got.
The other thing I want to bring up too, real quick here, is there was a couple questions on chapter 915. Under 915.01, it didn't state under the Ohio Revised Code section, and 915.01 under rates, it didn't give the Ohio Revised Code section that grants the authority of the Director of Public Service and Safety to say whatever the water rates are going to be. I'm bringing that to your attention. The other thing too, a couple people have contacted me about 931.03 about the rates and times of payments under B, about the age of 62, that both people in the household have to be over 62. Okay? And that you have to use more than 500 cubic feet of water in 3 consecutive months. If you don't, then if you don't use that, you're out. And that you have to be 100% disability. I question that.
For the reduced rate, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, for basically $6 a month, that these people would probably have one bag of trash. Okay? So, and the other thing that somebody brought up to me too also, and I did find this quite interesting, under 931.06, the storage of certain materials declared as a nuisance. Who's going to enforce this?
As you can tell, we have a problem enforcing a lot of,
Yeah, I know, but it's under
Property.
the water department, and now you're going to put the water department enforcing nuisance laws in the city of Bucyrus when we have a code enforcement official here.
yeah.
That was brought up to me.
I did not see that. That must have not,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
in 931.06, sir.
all right.
That's right, what was your first one? 9-1?
I'm sorry, 915.01. It didn't state, it says in there, it says under the Ohio Revised Code, but it doesn't state the code that gives that authority. The other one was 931.03, the rates and times of payments, section B. I find some people had contacted me about that because some older people, one might be over 62 and the other one might not be over, but then you're not eligible for this rate.
I mean, okay, so let's think about it like this. You got a
Plus-
62-year-old and a 20-year-old living in the same
Well, I know,
household.
but then you also too have older people that have somebody coming in and living with them to take care of them. And if that person actually is a family member that lives in there and goes over this requirement, then they have to pay the extra money. Just food for thought, that's all it was. And
Yeah,
then the last thing
understand.
was 931.06.
Right, I got that.
Okay, the other question I had too, on the rates, on your 9, whatever you call this, 999. So on the back page, under 931, garbage and rubbish, okay? So it says 931.03D. Okay? So if you have a dumpster, okay, and you want monthly pickup, it costs this much for a 3, 4, and 6 yard container. And then if you want twice a week pickup, then you pay more money, okay? But get this, this is where I find it quite interesting. Additional pickups as needed, not to exceed 3 additional pickups in any 3-month period. So the price is $15.62 for the pickup. And then it's 20, depending on the size. It's not even the rate of picking up the dumpster. I find that quite odd. Why aren't we charging at least the dumpster rate of 65 or whatever rate?
It's a good question. Who set the rates for these? Is that the department heads? That was city council did?
These are current rates.
Okay.
And what's nice about the 999 is that we can bring that up, change that amount without having to redo the whole thing.
Okay.
We can just come in here as a body and say, we want the rate to be this, we write it right in there, take that one out, done.
And this is something, this whole series started what, last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, you guys started working on that?
So because you guys are going to be sending this back for another vote. So I'm thinking, why is the city charging cheaper for a dumpster for additional pickups in a 3-month period than you charge for?
It's a good question. It doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make any
On
sense at all.
the surface, it does not.
No.
It's
The other
like-
thing too, I'd like this committee to look at too, is, and it's been brought up before, about selling the out-of-town water lines. Do we really need them? I mean, now, do they pay any additional fees for having these lines like we do in the city?
You mean like, what do you mean, like
Well,
residents?
The city's going to be responsible for these lines for maintenance. Okay, so who's going to pay for that? Are we, the citizens in the city, going to be paying for that? Or is there going to be an additional fee tacked
Well,
on
it's
them?
the water fund's its own entity, so it's a collective. If the price to maintain those lines gets to exceed what we can do, guess what's going to happen? Going to raise the rates, just like inside the city. As the price of the chemicals go up and the unions keep getting more money every 3 years, eventually it just comes back around to the customer. Because that's how I'm viewing the water department. They're an entity, they're a business. I mean, so yeah, I mean, as we know how it works, the cost always get passed on to the consumers. And if you're asking, are they getting a better rate than the residents of the city? I don't believe they are. Now, maybe Nevada is. I think they had something set up there from past meetings I've listened to. But as far as like just a random homeowner out on Winfred, Nevada, or wherever, I don't think they're getting a better rate. I mean, they're paying $5,000-$10,000 to have the line, to have it tapped into.
No, I thought they got that under a free grant.
Not now. That was when they first did it.
Grants are over
yes.
now, so anybody does any more.
So, and the other thing too is, that was brought up, I think we need a superintendent in the city for that position. I don't
Yeah.
believe a union member should be supervising the union.
Well, the sentiment, I understand. The problem's the money, Greg. It's time for the city.
But we gave raises, $4.25 an hour?
That's in the past. That's water under the bridge. Nobody, I mean, I wasn't back here for that.
I didn't say that.
Okay, so, and it's time for the city to learn how to be lean with the money in every department. And I think if you give us time, you will see this council work towards that. And we're hoping that we get cooperation from all the department heads and the administration and to start chipping away. And I don't care if it's $500 or $5,000. It's time to start chipping away at the budget and getting every department running as lean as we can.
But you have no checks and balance then in
Well,
that department?
See, now you're talking about a manpower issue when we were talking about, I'm talking about the money. The money's more important to me. That we gotta get lean, and I think if we're saving money with that way they're doing it, I think they are, it's probably the right way to go.
Okay, thank you.
And we were inherited a little bit of a mess there. This administration and the last council, this council.
I agree.
Was inherited a mess, so. We got a lot to make up for. Unfortunately, the last year and a half, we spent more time dealing with stuff we shouldn't have been dealing with, other than trying to save the city money.
Absolutely.
So hopefully we can move forward with this council and with this current administration to do better.
James Cady, formerly of 216 West Mary Street. Hey, I got a couple questions.
I have a question. Where do you live?
Who, me?
Yes.
Formerly, it was formerly.
Where do you live? We don't care where you used to live, Mr. Cady. I need to know where you live.
Hey, I live with a friend in
What's the address, sir?
800 block of West Mary Street.
Thank you.
All right, listen. This is a question. All right, like, we all know the city of Bucyrus is broke. We all know this. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. But like I told Chris Moritz, do you realize why they don't enforce the sidewalk law? Mike, when you look at the map, who owns to the sidewalk?
You're addressing that now.
When you go to Mike's office, or down Mary Street, for instance, the property line starts behind the sidewalk. And that's throughout the whole city of Bucyrus.
Throughout the whole state.
Correct. Now, at the end of the day, if you're a homeowner, like I was talking to Jimmy and Chris Moritz about this, when you're a homeowner, the homeowners, the elderly, like in Sandusky, I moved to a big city to understand the way government works. Come down to a little city to try to integrate some of that.
Well, I can tell you right now, as an elected official, I have no interest in operating in any manner that the big cities do.
But when it comes to the sidewalk ordeal, if the city replaces it, spends even have somebody pay 30% of what it costs for a sidewalk, okay? Because the city actually owns the big portion of the sidewalk. If you put 30% onto that homeowner, and then when he files his taxes or on his house taxes, the city still gets it, correct?
I'm not following you. 30% of what?
You understand what I'm saying, right? If the city pays for the sidewalk, right?
It pays to put one in.
Pays to put in a sidewalk, correct? They charge that homeowner 30% of what it costs for that sidewalk.
Not that I'm aware.
No, they didn't charge me for redoing my street and my sidewalks when they did it.
But they only do it when they repair the street.
Well,
or
it's a
they're
state
actually
grant.
doing something. I'm talking about to make the sidewalks walkable all year long.
Let me interject here, Mr. Cady. I see where you're going, and I agree with the sentiment. I've made this complaint about the trees, how they tear up the curbs, they tear up the sidewalk.
You get what I'm saying?
And I do, and I understand, and I do agree with the sentiment. The problem, again, comes down to the money. This administration, the past administration, it was, the most recent tree plantings and the tree lawn was from the Reeser administration. And that was all that, up on Plymouth. That was all paid for by the state. The new sidewalks, the new driveway approaches, the road. Now, it's my opinion, in the future, we don't want to plant trees in the tree lawns when we redo the roads and the curbs and the sidewalks. But to say right now, to even suggest that the city should go and fix all these sidewalks.
No, I'm not saying right now. I'm saying when they get their money together, like you said, when they start cutting budget, use that money that you cut in budget to start doing their job to fix up the city.
I believe.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money we don't have.
Yeah, getting out. We're actually getting out of the safety committee now.
Yeah,
It's
we are.
actually in Health and Family Services. It's been discussed last year on this. It's actually been an ongoing battle for about 40 years over the sidewalks
Yes,
Correct.
in this town, and lawsuits that actually been brung over sidewalks in this town. Right now, it's in health and safety. They've got some stuff that they passed. They're working with administration and council to figure out whose sidewalks need fixed or how they're going to do it. But you can call up, make a complaint about a sidewalk to the administration.
No, I'm
if
not
you
making
want.
no complaint. I just,
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of council meeting, like Taylor was telling his friend, like, hey, there's nothing we can do about it, but we can do this.
We can try.
But in all reality, when it comes down to legal disparity of it, like, this is what I'm saying, migrating from a big city to a little city, Sandusky, they'll come through, they see your sidewalk mess up, they tear it up, they charge 30% onto that homeowner, and he has to pay it.
And that's the last thing we want to do to our homeowners. I can promise you that.
That's what the lawsuits were starting to be over for the past 40 years.
We-
Anyway, that's more of a health and safety thing.
See, I didn't know where to speak at. I just
Yeah, that's right.
It's service, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right.
You're all right. Any more public participation? Seeing none, I'm going to adjourn at 6:36.
February 22nd, I'm call the Bucyrus City Health and Safety Committee to session. Members present are myself, Chair, Chris Moritz, Cody Scott, and Ray Thidoff. First on the agenda, the minutes from January 8, 2026. Has everybody had an opportunity to review those? And then I'll entertain a motion to accept them.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Kevin. All righty, got a few things on here, and if you guys don't mind, the order this is in, I don't want to go in that order. I'm gonna get the easy stuff away. Let's see if they're in here. The Department of Commerce and the liquor license, and I believe that's all for Earhart's change of ownership. It's my understanding we don't really need to do anything with this, and does anyone have any issues of not doing anything, just letting this proceed via the state?
You would still want to decide if you want to do nothing and instruct her to send it back marked.
Okay, so I will entertain a motion to do nothing.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
What? All right, moving on. I'm going to go through my open projects list. This might take some time too. Well, at the top we have derelict buildings. That's what Mr. Cady, I think this would fall here. Do you guys have anything to say with what Mr. Cady brought up with the sidewalks and how the city has to handle that? And
I just know it's an ongoing problem. It's been a problem for years, and we don't have an answer for that right now.
And I agree. I do want to leave this on here because I have some questions, and it comes down to enforcement. Does Gordon Grove's position fall under this derelict buildings ordinance that we're talking about? And I guess because I don't know any other way to say this, and that's just some thoughts I had, and saving some money. Can we move his responsibilities to another area of the city and eliminate his position? And I don't know what the guy makes, but it seems to me if we're gonna have ordinances that people are being told we can't enforce, and I agree it's not frugal to enforce them in many cases, maybe we ought to not pay someone to have that position. And we can pass that on either to where it used to be or pass those responsibilities on to the administration. It's probably, to me personally, I think that's where they belong. And that could save us some money. And again, as I've stated, I don't care if it's $500 or $5,000. If we can save the money, we need to save the money. Anybody at the administration got anything to say, or any public participation? One at a time, one at a time. I don't care who comes first.
Bill Stuckert, T05 North Spring Street. I'm also a member of the Property Maintenance Appeals Board. I think we definitely have to have a property maintenance inspector. I mean, there's really nobody else that there would be to go out and inspect the properties, the complaints that come in about the trash on the properties, the derelict buildings and so forth. We absolutely have to have somebody in that capacity.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr.
Yeah.
Stuckert.
Yeah.
Explain to me and make me understand what the use of having somebody do something that you can't do anything about. If you can,
Well, I don't understand what you mean about
well,
we
I
can't
mean,
do anything
we've
about.
had, what do we do to these people that don't maintain their properties? I mean, I've heard from several citizens, they make complaints, even right directly to Mr. Groves, and they're told, well, we can't enforce that. So if we can't enforce things, there's no need to have it.
Well, I guess that depends on what the complaint is, because there are definitely issues that the city can enforce.
Okay, and would you be, because you're on the committee, would you be opposed to passing those responsibilities on to, say, the service director?
Well, I don't know. Does the service director have the time to?
Well,
do all these inspections?
I
That's the problem.
think the problem's money. I think as we're trying to save money, at me as a legislator, what I'm looking for from the city employees is more.
Yeah,
More for the same.
I totally understand.
So,
that. Yeah. And essentially, that's why our property maintenance inspector is only a part-time position, because we do not have the
Yes,
funds
sir.
for a full-time position.
yes, sir, and I understand that, and I'm beginning to believe, because we have other glaring needs, we don't have the funds for a part-time position there when we could pass that on to the administration.
Well, I
That-
can
that's my
tell you, I
opinion.
see what's going to happen is if we do not have an inspector, then the complaints that's coming in is pretty much going to be just flying out the window, because
So you
there's
don't-
not going to be anybody to go out and do the inspections. Yeah, I'm sure that Tommy doesn't have the time to go out and do the inspections and write up all the reports and everything to submit to Brandon to then follow the process through.
Understand.
I personally think Gordon Groves has done a good job with what he's got. I mean, working part-time. I'd like to see a full-time.
That would be wonderful if we could have a full-time, but find the money to do it.
But like you said,
right now, we have a part-time.
putting it off on Tommy.
We
I
are
think.
making some progress with the part-time.
I've seen some
Just
good
a
come
long
from.
process.
I've seen improvements that Gordon has taken care of, so.
Yes.
I think he's doing a good job with what he's got. I know we don't have the money for a full-time one, I wish we did. But putting it off on the safety service director, I don't think it would be a very good idea, right now anyway.
Okay.
Bruce, you got any spare time?
I will say that.
Sorry, bud.
And this, again, I want to put it like this then, that the administration has had no issue
Right.
passing more responsibilities on to the other department heads. Go out here and talk to the guys at the water department. They have no issue restructuring that and putting more responsibility on them. More for the same. And I don't think it's unreasonable, but I'm going to keep this on here because I think it's a continuing conversation.
But I agree with you, it should be a full-time position.
I would like to see it become a full-time position because as department head, when he's in the off-season, I'm still getting complaints in, but I can't go out and investigate them because I'm supposed to prosecute them. and I can't be a witness and the prosecutor. So
What's
as of
the
right now-
typical complaint? Like, what's the most likely thing that people are complaining about that Mr. Groves?
Broken down
Trash.
cars.
Broken down cars.
Abandoned vehicles.
Grass.
Grass and trash mainly.
Yeah.
And I also think it's incredibly dumb to make a property maintenance violation a first-degree misdemeanor.
What would your suggestion be? Is this a civil thing, just a fine?
Honestly, a minor misdemeanor would be fine. Maybe an enhancement to a fourth-degree misdemeanor. But I think having it be punished by, having someone's tall grass be punishable by up to 6 months in jail and $1,000 fine.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Is a bit much.
That's a bit much. And then, how often, when someone files a complaint and they're given a fine or they're found negligent, how often are those remedied? How often do they pay the money that you fine them?
Well, I would say that most violations get taken care of before court action. The ones that get escalated to court, for me, typically how it's done is during the pretrial, we say, hey, go ahead and get this taken care of and we'll work with you. And that's typically how those are dealt with.
In the 8 or 9 years that I've been involved in this, I don't think I've ever seen anybody actually fined, let alone jailed.
So everybody just
for anything.
takes care of the property and moves
Yeah.
on? Okay.
Yeah.
I know in our community, I used to
Yep,
get.
typically
complaints all
what
the time.
happens is they take care of the property and we dismiss it at their cost.
And this is not like me saying that the gentleman doing the job is doing a bad job. It's not. I'm
No,
looking
Gordon
for-
does a
I'm looking
great
for
job.
ways to save money.
Gordon is doing a tremendous job. Yes, he
If you
is.
want to leave it on here,
Yeah, I definitely want
I'm
to
fine
leave it on here. I mean, I'm still not convinced just because it makes it uncomfortable or it makes someone else's job a little harder. I'm still not convinced it's not a good means to save some money.
Mr. Chairman, I think derelict buildings will be on there for a long time, but it's probably when it points out an address, you could get rid of some of those. If it ever shows like a street address or
Yeah.
Dudley
Yeah, okay.
Street, you know what I mean? Derelict buildings over here and the subject's probably gonna be there for a long time.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Clarissa Slater, 3645 State Route 4. So when I was appointed to the property maintenance ad hoc to come up for the next property maintenance code for Bucyrus, I started doing some pretty deep digs into the enforcement because that's what we're running into with issues, right? I actually spent probably about 2 hours talking to Mount Vernon's, like their version of a code enforcement officer. They actually basically kind of combined, but they have an additional person. So they basically combined Mike's position and had like a supervisor, like if Mike would be the supervisor,
Right.
and then there would be someone who does Mike's job plus the
Gotcha.
property maintenance. That's how they're structured. But we had a long talk about like with Fremont Street, Cody's mom brought it up and I actually went and saw it. The biggest issues we're having is Gordon doesn't have the time as part-time to advocate and to basically do like investigation into like next of kin. Because that's the biggest problem that we're running into is that if we have properties like the Fremont one, the person who owned it died like 15 years ago. It was never probated. Next of kin was never officially located. I think there's someone who lives in Galleon, if I remember properly. But they basically just stopped because there's no manpower to finish it.
Right.
If it was finished, there's actually a couple things that can happen. It can become a revenue source for the city. But the problem is you just have to have somebody willing and able to advocate for the city, look at grants, hold people accountable, actually do the enforcement, actually do the fines, actually follow through with the liens against the properties. It's just that a part-time seasonal employee is not going to be able to do that.
No, and I agree,
So-
and that's the dilemma for me as a guy that's in here trying to cut costs.
It would be sustainable, in my opinion, and a benefit to the citizens if there was like Ray said, a full-time job, because think that the returns on investment to that would be exponential. It's just, you have to find somebody who has the availability, and that's gonna be your hardest part, that has the training and ability to do it, so.
I mean, I guess for me, I'm wondering where the money would come to pay for a guy to do that full time, because I would assume that's also not gonna come with just money. It's gonna be benefits and insurance and retirement. And
Exactly.
so-
And that's part of the problem too, is that you're staffing another whole person, and insurance is not cheap. But I think that if it got to that point, you would see return on investment when it comes to funding, and actually like people's property taxes would go up because we'd have less derelict buildings, so everybody's values would go up. But
Yeah, everybody likes their property taxes to go up.
oh, yeah, I'm
sure
sure.
we enjoy
So
it.
we're going to keep the derelict buildings, so don't raise the property taxes.
Thank you.
Grass grow over 'em.
I'm sorry, what?
Just
Let the grass grow up?
Hi, Greg White, 1125 Hillcrest Drive. We already have it in, I'm sorry, blew a drink here. We already have this in the ordinance in the water department. All we have to do is redefine it. 931.06. Okay? It specifically states storing of materials declared a nuisance prohibited. It says a nuisance is hereby declared by no person shall store, place, or allow the remains of any building materials, automobile parts, scrap metal, refuge, or rubbish on any lot or parcel of land within the corporations of the city, other than recognized and lawful operated salvage
Yeah,
yard.
but that doesn't talk about derelict structures.
No, but hang on, but-
High grass.
Well, we can add that in there, because in 931.07, the responsibility falls on who? According to this ordinance, Service Safety Director. The other question I would bring up too is contacting the county health department. What laws does the county have that could actually be enforced within the city limits? Okay? The other thing I'm going to bring up too is this, and the mayor and somebody else can help me out. Years ago, before Gordon Gee was hired, the fire department.
Mr. Chairman, can we decide if we're going to keep this on the list and go on to the next one?
Yeah, we're gonna.
I'm just saying, the fire department used to be the inspectors.
We're gonna keep it, we'll have this discussion down the road.
Do that again. Right.
Food trucks, what's going on with, oh, sorry, Ken. You're right ahead, buddy.
Ken Long, 625 South Spring Street. To go along with the law director initiated talking about the difference in the severity of the punishment, I'd like to see something happening with that, because right now it's out of line.
Okay.
So I don't know where it has to go, or who has to bless it, or put it on a list, but, you know, I don't want to come up here in 2 weeks and say, where's it at? So.
Well, the wheels of justice turn slow, sir.
Please?
The wheels of justice turn slow.
No, I want to keep it on the agenda.
It's staying.
I'm not that bright, but I understand the process now.
It's staying.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
This is another thing I was saying yesterday with James Meade. On this right here, if you have to look at 95% of the derelict buildings here in Bucyrus, it's due to the landlord.
The whole discussion here, and I let it get out of the
No,
way
that's
here.
what I
We're
was
talking about whether we're gonna keep it on the agenda, and we are, so we're gonna move on. We will revisit this at a later date, but today's not the day to talk.
All right, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Food trucks.
That has been sold, I believe. Mr.
Yeah, that's been sold to us.
Do what now?
I don't even see it on here.
I can't hear you.
450 Dudley.
450 Dudley?
That sold Bobby, didn't it?
It's not
Yeah,
even
you
on
can go
my-
ahead and
it's
take
not
that
even
off.
on my
Yeah.
list.
Yeah, that's been sold to a developer.
Food trucks. Anybody know anything about the food trucks? This obviously has been on here since 2024.
Say leave it on and go to the next one.
Still waiting on legislation for that, or the fire department? What are we waiting on for that? Anybody know?
I don't even know at this point.
Okay. Animals and fowl. I remember being here for this discussion. I don't remember details.
I think that was left up to Victoria Codwell, Angie Straub, and another lady to discuss outside council and
I
private.
believe that this started as the trap neuter return program for cats and kind of morphed into something else
I
that
think
just
they
got
took it onto themselves, didn't
So
they?
can we remove this? All right, we would like to remove that. We've already appointed Floyd Farmer, Steve Pfeiffer, and I don't know who our boards is. Ron, is that the name? That's a done deal, right? So we can remove that. Criminal ordinance package. This is a conversation I've had briefly with the law director, and this is about local ordinances and kind of, in my opinion, it tends to want to turn the police department into a revenue generator, and I'm not really for that. And with my conversations with the police chief, I'm going to remove this from the agenda as well. Traffic Commission letter, 4/1/2025.
That should.
That's a done, okay. I'm imagining everything underneath that. 4/3/2025, legislation for Repeal 4696 is done.
It's a little different than ours.
Yeah, I've got an old one, I guess.
Yeah. The ones that I'm looking at, Mr. Taylor,
Yeah.
Wave Lincoln cameras.
I'll leave that to come
Not
up.
even on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should be on your laptop too. She did send us all new
Yeah,
updates
that's on
the
the
laptop.
document we were provided.
Let's see if I can find it.
The mayor gave us a report that should all have been done.
I apologize.
That's all right. I'm not used to using the laptop for that.
No, I'm still learning how to use this thing. Oh, there's the projects. I apologize to everybody, I'm slow on this. Let's see. There it is. Oh, okay, taxi cab, that's, we're waiting on legislation there.
Taxi cab should be done.
Yeah, that's done. That's not on the list that Michelle handed me.
Well, right here on the laptop, it says 2/6/2025.
I don't have it either.
Matter table.
Are you on documents on demand?
I am.
Okay, Michelle emailed a current one, so that one I don't believe is current.
Okay, I'm just gonna quit using that then.
So
the same
from the
one
list
on
that she
Robert's.
just sent out, Robert, you've got Wave Lincoln cameras you didn't discuss yet, e-bikes, non-traditional motorized vehicles, and 1308 Fremont Street.
Right.
So what's the deal with Wave Lincoln cameras? What are we even talking about there? That's a done deal, right? Like, those are all gone, we don't have any association anymore, so we can remove that. E-bikes, non-traditional motorized vehicles of all my, and I'm the guy that brought this up last year after a tragic accident. But I think what the conclusion was made is that it's best left to just try to enforce the state codes for that. So we'll remove those. And then the other two, we've got the policy procedures, that needs to stay. IT plan needs to stay. We're waiting on info on that. And the police department minimum manpower, we're going to remove that. It would not be prudent to put a minimum manpower in because it's just going to end up costing the city more money. So that will take care of our open projects list. At least this one. I guess there's another one floating around, huh?
There were two more topics that you didn't touch on. One was non-traditional motorized vehicles.
No, I mentioned those with e-bikes.
No, it's a
No,
separate
e-bikes
topic.
and that
This
was,
was like people that ride go-karts.
Yeah, I mean, and I did mention it. I said that we were going to remove them both.
Okay. And then 1308 Fremont Street.
Yeah, I don't know, what is that? I don't
There's no notes next to it.
Yeah.
So, that was burned out, and I think it was Billy Chapman's house. Anyway, he died in it. I think that's
Oh, is
the,
this what you were just talking about?
yes, I think that's the one that Clarissa was talking about. We're waiting for it to be deemed a fire hazard so we can
So
take
it can
it.
stay on there then? Okay.
It's been burnt for almost a year. It burnt end of January last year.
Gotcha. All righty. We'll clean that up a little bit. All right, well, next what we've got is the overtime assessment and transparency of the safety forces. And there is concern for me and in the community about the overtime at some of our departments. And what I'm looking for is a little more detailed report and a requirement for the chiefs to come in here at least once a month and report what's going on with the overtime. I'd like to know how many hours we spent this month on vacation hours, how much overtime that generated, how many call-offs you had per hour, how much overtime that generated. Pretty much anything in these contracts that they can call off or use vacation or Kelly days or this day or that day and it creates overtime, I think we have an obligation to be transparent with the public about that on a monthly basis at minimum. You know, just at the end of the year, we get, well, the budget's this much because it's overtime. Well, I'd like to see a real in-time, up-to-date progression of this, and because I think that would enable us to assess if it's excessive. And I don't know the legalities. I don't know what I'm legally allowed to do as a elected official, but I would like to explore legislation requiring this report. And obviously now that falls back to the law director to guide me in what direction I need to go with that. And my committee members got anything to say?
Well, we get at end of the year, that's all we get right now.
I understand.
It's the end of the year, exactly how many hours were put toward overtime or.
And by that time, it's too late. You've already spent the money. I would like to see it month by month, and if we can adjust it as we go, would be more feasible.
I'm pretty sure the auditor can tell you what they did spend last year on it. Because I do know what they spent on it last year, and it was.
It's big. It's a lot of money.
I'd like to know how much between fire and police overtime is costing the city. I'm sure it's hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I'm sure, and a lot of it's warranted. Let's not kid ourselves. A lot of it is warranted, but
Right.
I think for the issue of transparency, I would like a detailed report, and I also have an issue that the fire chief is not always in here giving his report. We get a letter and we don't get to ask questions, and that will be part of this for me, is to force him in here to tell the citizens what's actually going on, not just a letter. And again, I don't know what I'm legally allowed to do, but that's what I'm going to try to explore here. Yes, sir.
I have a suggestion for you.
Go for it.
The things that you stated that you wanted to know certain specific things, like how many hours were because of this, because of that. My suggestion is that you but just hang on to this. You create what you want that form to look like. So you can exactly specify what information you want them to give you.
Yep.
And then you would ask for a piece of legislation, once you have that form.
Okay.
That, dictates whatever you want. If you want to say that you want them at one meeting a month, one meeting a quarter, however you want to word it.
Gotcha.
And I would suggest you have them come to a committee meeting versus a council meeting.
Oh,
You can
absolutely.
go back and forth
Yes.
and questioning.
100%.
But I think that's the route that I would
Okay.
go with the question up here you asked me for.
Yes, thank you. Anybody else up here?
I'm good.
Auditor's got something?
know for sure we have a quarterly report for payroll, but I believe we have a month-end report I would have to check into. It would tell you the amount of overtime hours by department, and I believe fill-in, holiday, worked holiday, things like that. But it wouldn't break it down per person or be able to see, track it individually, who filled in for who and things like that. But I could provide you guys at the end of the month to help the chiefs just a departmental breakdown for the whole department, what kind of hours were used.
Yeah, and I mean, I would think that the chief would know. I mean, I'm fine with that. But I would think that they know whose vacation they're approving. They know who's calling off, I mean, and who's taking personal day here and sick pay here, and they know who's filling in for them for the most part. I mean, I would, and that's the point of it too. Is
And
it
I
lets me
figured-
know that, lets the public know they are actually assessing.
I agree, and that's why I was just trying to communicate that we could get you a lump
Yes.
sum, but nothing super specific from
Right.
my office. So I think we're asking it of the chiefs would probably be because they are hands-on with
Mhm.
the, I just wanted to let you know.
Yes, thank you. Public participation.
What about, just wondering, as you were saying, just the chiefs and the fire department, what about the city workers?
I don't have any issue with the city workers from health and safety. It's not something that's on my committee. My committee covers the safety forces. So I can't pull anything regarding the water department or the streets department from my committee. That's service.
Oh, that's service, all right.
All righty, I have nothing else. I will adjourn at, do I need a motion for that? To adjourn? 7:07.
7:09. We have before you the minutes, January 8th, 2026, committee minutes. I'm missing somebody. James B., Terry Spiegel, Allison McClare, Cody Scott.
Terry.
Terry leave to go to his church meeting, he said he'd be back as soon as he could.
Oh, okay. Do I have a motion to, for the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Allison? Voting?
Oh, yes.
Cody?
Yes.
Sorry.
I'm a yes. Sunoco rezoning R3 to a DB, downtown business. Do you guys understand that?
Once I looked into it, I understand it more.
Huh?
I looked into it and I fully understand it more than what I did on Tuesday.
Okay, Allison, you go with it?
Yeah, for the
Okay.
most part.
Okay, is there any questions you have about that?
I do not, no questions.
Okay, I have a request, legislation. Legislation?
You have to have the legislation and send it to the planning commission, correct?
Yes.
No, I don't think you have to have it to send it to planning, do you? Do you have to have the actual legislation to send it to planning? I feel like we've been over this. I don't think you need it to send it to planning.
Okay, so we just need to request legislation here.
Correct.
So I'd entertain a motion requesting legislation to rezone the Sunoco from, that would be regular, from an R3 to a DB, downtown business.
So moved.
Second.
Cody,
Yes.
Claire,
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Ordinance.
Ordinance.
That'll be number 4.
Okay, so we also have rezoning the downtown business to allow gas stations and convenience stores in the downtown business area. And I explained this earlier to you in the last meeting on Tuesday that we have 3 gas stations that are in downtown business. Downtown business does not allow gas stations dash convenience stores, so we'd like to change the rezone, change the legislation You guys understand? Okay. Do I have a motion?
Yeah, so moved.
Second.
Cody? Claire?
Yes.
Cody?
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Great, that's an ordinance as well.
Correct.
Number 5.
And next up is a cumulative zoning for LIC properties. Or is that for all properties?
All properties.
All properties.
Yes.
This would,
You can go up, but you can't go down.
By going up, remind me what that is.
So the highest use is single-family residential, the
Okay.
lowest use is in industrial. So you can
So
put
the other
houses
way.
in industrial, but you can't put industrial in houses.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
so where would you put that in?
So it would amend the zoning code, and you'd still have to go through the planning commission and the public hearings and all that, but it would alleviate a lot of the problems we have. But we'd still have to deal with things like the Sunoco station, because he
So
wants to go from
We still have to do
R3
the flow chart, correct?
Huh?
We still have to do the flow chart on each one of them?
Yes. For cumulative zoning, and for the changes that you want to make.
So we have a property that's an LIC, where the gentleman that owns it wants to build a house there.
Correct.
But he still has to go through this for a cumulative zoning.
No, cumulative zoning has to go through that.
Gotcha. So once we have this,
Is it basically changing the zoning to cumulative zoning from an LIC?
For all of the zones, the entirety of the city.
Okay.
and so that would be a permitted use too, correct?
Correct.
And it wouldn't have to go through the BZA or anything like that?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, you guys like that idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, do you agree with everything I just said?
Mike, come on up, or speak, I don't care. I just see you get up.
Mike knows more about zoning than I do.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. It's just knowing where we're gonna put it. Are we gonna put it in that section 11, what was that, Jim? 1155?
1155.
So I was actually looking at that yesterday, and I think that a new number, like a new section, would be the way to go, with a purpose statement specifically saying that the purpose of the cumulative zoning for the city of Bucyrus is going to be to allow us to go up, not down, and we can change it so if you don't want houses somewhere, we can still put limitations on that. But we have options. I think putting it in as amending the section, I think it should have its own section.
So instead of, we have chapter 11, planning zone codes, so we would just add another chapter just for that.
Correct.
Agreeable?
Yeah, then in the other district, say for the R1, R2 stuff, then we can go back in there and reference that other section saying we're doing cumulative zoning, or, see what I'm saying?
Correct, which is what I mentioned on Tuesday, when it's gonna be a simple fix, still has to go through the planning commission process and all that stuff. But the only thing that would have to change would be stuff like the natural consequences of putting a new first section or first chapter in it, so. Nothing else is gonna change except for housekeeping stuff.
Please.
So, my question is that with the zonings, if none of us other than you are experts on this, if we do this and make this change, and we realize down the road that, gosh, we didn't want to do this, it created some kind of weird problem or something, is it easy just to repeal it and go back to where we're at now, or would we be opening Pandora's box that we are stuck with that at that point?
I don't know.
I can answer that.
You
So-
can answer.
The answer to that is whenever you change any of your zoning stuff, especially a major change like this, everything that's standing today gets grandfathered in. Now, cumulative zoning isn't gonna have a problem, but if in 50 years you wanna go back, then anywhere there's a house where or a business or whatever where somebody went up, that would be grandfathered in as a permitted use. Not permitted use,
Non-conforming existing
non-conforming
use.
And that would stay until the property gets torn down or is not being used as like a business or something for that, or for a certain amount of time. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but you can basically use your non-conforming status.
Are there other communities that you're familiar with or any that are around us that are doing this now that?
Whole state.
The whole state.
Yeah,
Like other
Most of the
communities?
country is cumulative. The other aspect of cumulative zoning is mixed-use zoning. From what I've seen, the community I grew up in here up in Erie County, they have mixed-use districts. So, Columbus is a prime example of mixed-use, where they try to create communities in different parts of town with the high-rise, high-density apartments, grocery store across the street, schools nearby, which I think Delaware County is doing quite well with the way their zoning is. I mean, we're not anywhere near that, but.
So in essence, for the public's sake and our knowledge, this is kind of a step in the right direction of letting people do more with their own property with less restrictions?
Yeah, the way our zoning is, it's based on the Euclidean zoning, which is referenced to Euclid, Ohio, which is based back 60, 70 years ago. So it's I think it's very old style of thinking on how the zoning is. Our whole zone needs to be re-looked at. That's why it's in ad hoc. So
Thank you.
I think it's a good idea. So, can I make comment back on that previous thing for the Sunoco?
Sure.
Just to give you a background on what, I have not seen a plan on what he wants to do, but with this zoning change, his existing building square foot is 578 feet. Under current zoning, he'd only be able to add 25% of that total square footage. With this change, with the 25-foot setbacks from the side right-of-way lines from Walnut and Hopley, and the alley off the side, and on the rear property, if he is staying just off the alley or the awning for the gas station, he could approximately put a 3,000 square foot commercial building in there because he's looking to do a carry-out gas station drive-through.
And you're saying he doesn't have room for that?
He has room for that.
Oh, he does?
Yes.
Making the zoning change route.
Yes.
Give him that authority.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there a doubt, are you against this?
No.
Okay, it sounded like it there for a minute.
No.
So,
No. The only question I have is where he would be putting the drive-through and where the traffic would be dumping out on either Walnut or Hopley.
are we covered by something? I mean, they gotta be so far away from the stop sign, correct? Or a light?
Well, I don't know if there's.
We can't create another road for him.
I'm not sure if there is, I know there's an ODOT requirement for not having a driveway come out within so many feet of a intersection, which is what Casey's gas station came into when they submitted their initial site plan.
Okay, he's got a setback of 25 feet, so.
Well, that's the building setback off the right of way. So I don't know if there's a requirement for him for dumping traffic out onto a street so close to a stop sign. I'm not sure if that exists in town.
Okay, is he gonna bring you plans?
Yeah, yeah.
Anytime soon?
I'll be, sorry, in touch with him soon. He just needs to know that this is progressing so he can get some engineering going on it.
So does anybody else have anything about dumping traffic too close to an intersection? Brandon, anybody?
I would say that the Wendy's design is pretty stupid.
But there was nothing stopping him from doing it.
Right. So I would say we're asking for trouble if we put it there without some kind of like change in where they're gonna dump them out at. I think we would be asking for, at minimum, a stoplight.
Wait and see what his plans are.
Yeah.
But we can't deny him, we can't change the rules afterwards, is what I'm thinking. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So we need a think tank here. What do you guys think?
I mean, there's the stop, it's the stop sign on that, so if he dumped onto Hopley, there's no stop sign there.
Right.
It's just right by the school. The only issue would be obviously with heavy school traffic, kids crossing the street, but I mean, let's just hope people use common sense.
Bruce, please.
Mr. President, we do have planning commission, we have traffic commission, we have a city engineer, and between the three of them, I mean, you know, that's the same pattern that we've used on Casey's and all the other developments inside the city, is those three mechanisms.
So you guys can do something so he doesn't do something stupid, right?
Yes.
Perfect. What's next? The cumulative zoning, we did all that, right?
Correct.
Did we have a vote to bring legislation forward?
Second.
Claire?
Yes.
Cody?
Yes.
I'm a yes.
That would also be an ordinance, right, Brandon?
Correct.
Number 6.
Okay. Yeah, non-emergency. Get your open projects. Anything you want to take off? Let's Drive, we're keeping that on.
Yes.
Ethel Street, we're waiting on the annexation. Oh, the appointment to the BZA and BBSA, that's already been done, we can take that off.
That should have came off.
Sunoco rezoning, we're gonna keep that on there until legislation
Once
passes.
it passes, it comes off.
Rezoning downtown business to allow gas station, same thing. Cumulative zoning, same thing. We're good there. Public participation. Anybody? Nobody? Open projects are done. Meeting adjourned at 7:26.
Buildings Committee?
I would like to call Public Lands and Buildings Committee to order at 7:28. Those in attendance are Robert Taylor, Chris Moritz, Allison LeClaire, and myself, right that off chair. First off, we need to approve the minutes from January 8th, 2026. I need a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion approved. Taylor?
Take a vote, Shine a vote.
Huh?
You take a vote.
Yes.
You have a vote.
That's what I said, Taylor.
Yes.
Leclerc?
Yes.
Moritz?
Yes.
Minutes are approved. Second thing I got is Aero Squadron, which I believe is the Air Explorers lease renewal. And I did have a couple questions for Mr. Starner, if he's still out there. Have you been in contact with anyone from there recently about that lease renewal?
Mayor has. Go ahead.
Yeah. Mr. Atkins is his last name. He's what do you want to say?
Leader?
He's the head of the group of young people that belong to the...
I guess what I'm asking is he okay with the new lease agreement? Have you talked to him recently?
Yes.
He's okay with everything then?
He's okay with everything. Yes.
Okay. With that being said, then I would entertain a motion at this time requesting legislation for a new lease, authorizing and directing the Service Safety Director to enter into a new lease with the same terms, not as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Motion passes.
Vote on it.
Taylor?
Yes.
Leclerc?
Yes.
Moritz?
Yes.
And myself, yes. Second thing on my agenda, the North End Fire Station.
What's the discussion there? We're wanting to take that from the CIC and put it back in the hands of the city, right?
Yeah, we want to put that up for auction again.
We have to get it back first, right?
Yeah, while Tommy's up here, I'm gonna ask him what his opinion would be for a starting bid on something like that.
So
I know what we tried last time.
So we had a first bid of 265, the second bid of 225. Neither one of those bids got a bid on it. We were unofficially promised a 225 bid by someone who did not come through.
Do you have a suggestion for a new opening bid this time?
Like a 175 bid, bring them in here and let them fight it out. I do have 7 people right now that are very interested in, or claim they're interested in this.
I have a question, and this is a hypothetical.
Yes, sir.
Let's just say, for instance, down the road, we decide we no longer want to run the EMS as a city, and we have to bring a private company back in here. Where are we gonna put them if we don't have that North End Fire Station?
That would be something up to...
That's a bridge to cross if we ever come to it, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what my thinking was, we deal with that when we get to it, I guess.
Staff check in, how did they decide that? Do you remember, Al?
About where to put them? Well, the city had already stopped utilizing that fire station at that point, so it was used for storage. And so they actually put up a chain link fence and used the back end of the building for storage, and then they just had enough room for the 2 squads out the front doors. So Staff check went into there in 1991, 92, somewhere around there when they took over for Byrd. Byrd Ambulance held it prior. They had their own building. It was their responsibility to find a building that was on the corner of Plymouth and Lane. And then before that, I don't remember where White Cross was, if they were up in the same area. That was back into the 60s.
There was one up on by the high school. It turned us into...
Staff check utilized that after the fact they were no longer the 911 provider.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's when Lifestar took over, so.
Yeah.
Anybody have anything for Tommy?
I do have one thing to say about another ambulance service coming into town. I was in contact
Thanks,
with
Tom.
several of them in the past year to see if anybody would want to come back in and go in that fire station. I got a note from all the local fire ambulance services didn't want to come back into town and be there.
Plus, I mean, consider the fact that if we hold on to that building, I mean, what kind of maintenance is it gonna need? It could be 10 years, it could be 20 or 30 years at
That's
this
true.
point, like.
Good
might as
point.
well.
I guess before I ask for a motion, is there any public participation? Anyone have any comment on this? Seeing none. I guess at this time, I would like to entertain a motion for legislation to amend Resolution 220-2025 to remove number 7, which is 606 North Sandusky Avenue, and further authorize and direct Service Safety Director to advertise for bids and sell the property at a minimum bid of $175,000.
So moved.
Second.
Motion passes. Taylor?
Yes.
Moritz?
Yes.
Leclerc?
Yes.
Myself, yes.
Could I ask a question? Is that emergency or regular legislation?
Tommy, you got a suggestion on that?
Emergency legislation.
For the North End Fire Station, I asked him if it was emergency or regular. If you do it regular, it's gonna be a little over 2 months before he can take any action.
Yeah, it depends on when you guys want to put it up.
Any opinion?
I mean, if we're dead set that we're gonna get rid of it, the sooner the better.
Yeah.
So I'd say make it an emergency.
So you have to amend your motion.
I would like to amend my motion to allow the service director to put the North End Fire Station up for bid as an emergency.
Do
I
I hear
still
a
second
second?
it.
Motion passes. Taylor?
Yes.
Moritz?
Yes.
Leclerc?
Yes.
Myself, yes.
That'll be resolution 211.
Next on my agenda, I have there is a Mrs. Elaine Naples who would like to place 2 copper kettles at Picking Park permanently at the entrance to Picking Park. And I would just like to do a simple voice vote to allow her to do that and allow the Safety Service Director to authorize this. Like I said, I'd just like to do a voice vote. Everyone in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. And that's approved.
I mean, I had a question about it, but,
Well, go ahead.
I mean, do you have to enter a contract with her to do that, or we just gonna we just nodding our head and go for it and got
I
approved?
think we could ask Tommy that one too, or Bruce.
I would almost say you have to have something, that way they don't come along and someone decides that they want to remove them. I mean, right now, that park is maintained by Cyrus Kiwanis, and so I think that, you know, out of respect to the Kiwanis people, they should be made a part of this conversation.
And I mean, and part of a contract, I mean, I'm assuming it would include liabilities for any damage, right? As far as, we know things don't always go right.
So that's something the administration can handle.
Yes, I mean, it would, I mean, it's owned by us, but, well, I guess when it comes to theft, we would have to insure it through our insurance company.
No, I mean,
Legislation for then.
I guess my question was more along the lines of when they're installing these, if they damage, and I don't know where they're putting them. I mean, we got something in place that if their installers damage our property.
Would Tommy's crew be installing these?
They will not be.
No?
These will be professional.
So that's a legitimate question, I believe.
So where does this need to go from here is a big question.
It's my belief that with you guys having a voice vote authorizing the administration to work with them, then the administration, if you guys want to enter into a written agreement with them, I believe that's sufficient. I don't know if Brandon feels any differently or not.
I guess.
Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. I mean, how
Does the
much are these things
administration,
gonna cost?
does the administration
We're not
approve?
spending the dime.
I mean,
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's fine. Voice vote, tell them to work with them, perfectly fine.
if they're okay with it, right?
And also, just for the record, I just received a text message from one of the Kiwanis leaders and says we''t already given our blessing on this. So they're aware and they know.
Outstanding, thank you.
Okay, going on to open projects, I'm not gonna go down through the whole list, but if anyone has anything pressing that they know for sure that they want removed tonight. I know I have one, and that's the first one on the list, and that's the Pines Reservoir. I'd like that removed. If anyone has any objection. Anyone see anything that they'd like to take off tonight?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr.
On the
Myers?
second page, you've got a wavelength contract, and then you've got another wavelength cameras. Both of those are, I think, null and void, could come off.
I guess I also had a question for Mr. Starner. That was the underground infrastructure, the city property. There's some underground infrastructure, I think where the old water tower was. Was that ever removed?
Not at this time, it's not been removed. The one on Warren Street.
Yeah. I think that's all I had for you, Tom. Thanks. Does anyone have any other?
What about the tower lease from 2020? Is that like an ongoing thing?
The what?
The tower lease?
Mr. Myers, do you have any information on that one?
It's the Verizon, excuse me.
Yeah, Brandon was working with something about, weren't we gonna put that back out to bid for Verizon again, or they wanted to make an amendment to it? I can't remember how that conversation ended, but.
They wanted to link the
We had that meeting and I guess we never followed back up with them, right?
Well, there was two different topics. One was Verizon, and they wanted a lengthy term. And then the other property was on East Warren Street, and that was being discussed by
AT&T?
AT&T that provides law enforcement. FirstNet, because then we had met with Congressman Bob Latta, and he had discussed that company, that FirstNet.
So is that staying on the open projects list?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna go down through the whole list tonight. We'll save that for another night. Is there any members of the public that would like to comment on anything from tonight? Go ahead and come on up. State your name, please, and your address.
James Cady. You want where I'm at tonight or where I truly live. Where I truly live, 1512 South Forest Drive, Sandusky. My question is, this stuff with Waveland been going on for years now. Has anybody really seen the contract that he has with the city? Because supposedly he's giving the city free internet.
Yeah, that's all done, water under the bridge, history.
That's no longer.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
It's all done. It's all said and
Yeah,
done.
we're not with Wavelink anymore.
Oh, all right.
Yep, that's gone. Thanks. Anyone else? Seeing none, we're going to adjourn at 7:44.
Development?
I'm calling the Economic Development Committee to order at 7:46 PM. Members present, James Me, Ray Thidoff, Terry Spiegel, and myself, Chair, Allison LeClaire. First thing, I would like to entertain a motion to accept the minutes from January 8th, 2026 committee meeting.
So moved.
Second.
First by Jim and a second by Ray. Me,
Yes.
Thidoff,
Yes.
Spiegel,
Yes.
and myself, yes. Okay. All right, so the next thing on the agenda is the Crawford Partnership Contract Renewal. I want to request legislation, a motion for legislation as an emergency, authorizing the Safety Service Director and Mayor to enter into a contract for a period of 2 years retroactive to January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2027 with the partnership at an amount of $50,000 per year payable quarterly, requiring quarterly reports from the partnership to either, well, to this committee.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
That has to go to finance, I think, for the money part of it. Does it not?
No, so you guys approve it, and then finance will just take a voice vote, but it's budgeted already, so that the finance committee has already approved
Okay,
the budget
okay,
amount,
good
and
enough.
that'll just go to next year's budget.
Okay,
Okay, so we're good.
We're the sponsor,
okay,
Yes.
okay,
Okay,
good enough.
perfect. Me,
Yes.
Thidoff,
Yes.
Spiegel,
Yes.
and myself, yes.
It's sort of a little off key, but do you think they deserve it?
I mean, yeah, I do think they, what?
Sorry.
I was gonna ask Ray.
Yeah.
I want everybody to count on.
What'd he say? Did he say, I couldn't hear him?
I said yes.
Yeah, I do think they do a lot for us.
I don't think they do enough for Bucyrus.
I think.
Really?
But I think they do, what they're supposed to do is for the county, which is what it is. But I think they do more for Galleon than they do Bucyrus, to tell you the truth.
Well,
I've said that from the beginning, and
we
it
do
always has
have,
happened.
we do have the ability to give it to a nonprofit that's recognized by the county commissioners as a tourism
You're on the wrong
intervention.
topic.
Yeah.
This is the partnership.
Partnership.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I mean, I think they do a good job, but I just think they favor Galleon better than us.
If I could share my opinion, I think that used to be the case with a previous director of it. I think that since this, the interim director that we had and now the new director, I think are actually quite the opposite.
Okay, well,
I'm
we'll
gonna
see.
agree with Kevin.
We'll wait and see.
I'm gonna agree with
So,
Kevin.
And that,
I didn't have much faith in the partnership previously.
No.
and that changes the leadership in
I
the
know,
partnership.
I know.
Too, so.
We'll give it a try.
Okay. All right, public participation on this topic.
Clarissa Slater, 3645 State Route 4. In talking to the partnership and some other people who are on other boards, what they notice is that participation is typically pretty down for Bucyrus. Like, we don't send anyone to go and talk to them regularly.
That's gonna
Whereas
change.
other townships, businesses, cities were sending more representation. I think we were gaining some momentum in this last
Yes.
term towards the end. So I just would like to see that going. So it doesn't necessarily have to be you, it can be someone in administration, but like having a buddy to keep in contact with McKenna, I think will help with
And
that
that's the
feeling
plan.
of disconnect.
We've already
Yeah.
got it set up and everything.
Cool.
I
Alright.
just wasn't able to go to the first meeting, but Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I was just handed this by the mayor. Seems like it might be a draft, but for the Crawford County Partnership, it says here 2026, 2027, 2028. We believe you guys said 2 years in your referral. We didn't know if you wanted to amend that to 3.
Oh, okay,
So it would be 2026, 2027, 2028.
okay.
I'd like to amend my motion to 2001. Need a second?
I'll second that.
Yes.
Yeah, me, Vidoc,
Yes.
Spiegel,
Yes.
myself, yes.
So you're gonna make this a 3-year now?
Yes.
Bad choice. Greg White, 1125 Hillcrest Drive. I have to agree with Terry. I think they don't do enough for Bucyrus. They do all for Guyan, and now they've been doing a lot for Crestline.
They did. We'll see what happens now.
But the thing is, I think this should be relooked at as giving them only a 1-year contract to see what they actually do. Okay? Because the reason why is we need to put them on notice that they need to work for us. Okay? The fact too is that the partnership has come under scrutiny for a long time in what they were doing for us. So I believe that a motion should be made to make this only a 1-year contract and see what happens. It's also been brought to this committee in the past, and I'm going to bring it up again, that we should limit the $50,000 down to $25,000 or $20,000 and take that extra money, because remember, this comes out of the general fund. It's money out of the general fund. This does not come under anything else. It comes directly out of the general fund, and we're looking to save money. I think we need to take some of that money and put it in grant writers, because the partnership does not have any grant writers.
That's false.
Okay?
False.
Because why weren't they writing grants for us in the past then? Okay? So,
Greg,
you and I have talked about this before, and I'm being interrupted in the back here. Okay? But the thing is we need to find grant writers for our city that works for our city and not somebody else. Thank you.
I want to respond to what you said, Greg. Like I said before, in the past, I wasn't a big fan, but I'm telling you now, I am a fan. So I think if you sit back and watch what happens, I think you're going to be surprised.
Well, they don't impress me.
Have you spoke to any of
And
them?
that's the thing. I'm
Have you-
allowed to my opinion like you are,
Right.
but I'm not impressed with them, haven't been impressed with them for a long time. Because, once again, I agree with Terry sometimes,
That's
and
your
I don't
opinion, yes.
disagree about
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah,
but I agree with him on this.
but I'm also going to give them a chance this year.
But I think it should only be a 1-year chance, because if you give it, but also we do have, hopefully, do we have it in the agreement that we can cancel this within 30 days notice, or did they take that out too? Yes, oh no, there it is there in there. The shall terminate the agreement at any point without cause upon 30-day written notice. Thank you.
Give them a chance, you'll be surprised.
Just out of curiosity, do we know what other communities pay them, like Galleon? Okay, so it's equal.
Crestline 50 or 25.
Yeah.
Well, Crestline's smaller.
102. I think, yeah. Commissioners are a lot more, I know that.
Okay.
Hey, being a business owner myself and trying to move down here, I've had more help with McKenna than I had with the last person that was at economic development. But at the same time, the administration, I found out yesterday, not gonna say, but the administration been bullshit. Why are you trying to push out a trucking company that brings in thousands of dollars? Just saying. So mainly you gotta overstep the administration if you want the money. That's why a lot of people go to Galleon, because that was the first place they offered, was over in Galleon.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're good there. All done with that. Okay, so the next thing on the agenda is the Tourism and Visitors Bureau agreement. There was somebody here from there, but I think he had to leave. He was gonna answer our questions, so I think at this point, maybe we should just,
Have a conversation with the committee.
well, yeah.
So
What do you wanna do?
they get 50% of tourism.
Okay.
Bed tax, I'm sorry. Tourism gets 50% of the bed tax. Things that, I should find my notes when I need them. But the things that, I mean, they paid $1,800. They paid their fair share to the partnership, and they paid $1,800. And 3 months ago, in the last 2 months, they paid $1,200 per month. I don't understand that. That's what I wanted to ask the gentleman that was here tonight about.
Like why it's different?
Yeah, why is it different? Why is it different every month? Why is their share being different?
What they're collecting, or what they're being paid by the businesses that are paying the bed tax. That would be my assumption, Jim. It's that one quarter to the next, the tourism varies. People aren't.
We paid them.
No, they're paying the partnership. They share the
Oh.
building with the partnership.
Oh, you're talking about their expenses, their expenses.
Why are they paying
Not their
1,800 one
revenue.
month and then 1,200 is what you're saying?
Oh, okay. I stand corrected.
They just give us like the last 3 months on there.
Yeah.
So that was one of the questions I wanted to answer.
That makes sense, okay.
If I could find my papers.
Yeah, obviously it's gonna need tabled.
Yeah,
Table.
for sure, but we can talk about it now and then at least have some ideas and questions for when they're present.
Rather than give them 50%, maybe we should be giving the car show 20% or whatever. But, here. So, October, they paid the partnership at $1,869. Then they're paying 50% to the partnership, and it was $1,237. And for December, it was $1,271, so.
What changed in
Yeah,
October?
what changed, and they said marketing expenses was $1,630. Is that for the billboards? I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah,
But anyway, I'd like to table it.
Yeah,
That's
we'll-
okay with me.
yeah, we'll table it
Yep.
and just come
Sounds
up with
good.
some questions for when they're present.
I would like to address this if I can,
That's
please.
up to the chair.
Yeah,
Okay.
public participation on this.
Okay, so basically, the Bucyrus Tourism Visitors Bureau, okay, money's been sucked out of that account for the last couple of years now, okay? And we're actually, and if you listen to the tape from the other night, the presentation, we don't even know who's on the board, okay, of the Visitors and Travel Bureau. Because she wouldn't answer that question. She just said there was people from the chamber here.
Those were chamber board members, not tourism board members.
Right. So, I mean, we're not even getting straight answers out of what we need to know. I mean, I agree. We need to have somebody here and have a casual conversation about what's going on. Also, the last quarterly report, the third quarterly report, and this report that she gave is not on Records on Demand. It's not available to the public. Why? Okay? All these reports dealing with any money dealing with the city needs to be on Documents on Demand under certain criteria for Visitors and Travel Bureau. Okay? This is one of the issues that I have with this government is you're not being transparent with stuff. Two, the other thing I want to bring up too is this. The former director left, okay, for unknown reasons. But then when they charged, and this is known fact, I have the documentations on that. So when Casey Graw was the director, somebody signed a contract for $46,000, okay, to have, guess who? Well, Mrs. Naples, okay? Once again, that name pops up. It's Elaine Naples. She was the contract from an LLC based out of Texas okay? We couldn't even we were denied access to any meetings, minutes, any financial reports, anything dealing with this.
We'll address that.
But what I'm saying is, where'd that $46,000 went? I'll tell you where it went. It went to another LLC here in Bucyrus.
If you find that trail,
I'm about this close to finding that
find that
trail.
trail, you bring it to us.
I will
Yeah,
do that.
please
Thank
do.
you.
I will say that we will make sure that any reports we get going forward they're on there now? Okay. On documents on demand, okay. Maybe we create a separate section for reports.
Sorry, I couldn't, Clarissa Slater, 3645 State Route 4. I couldn't listen to defamatory statements be said anymore. The chamber, or Elaine Naples lives in Texas. So that's why her LLC is there. She's a contract worker who does the tourism website, who actively does all the PR for them and advertising. That is her job. So that is that's not a problem there. Mr. White said he didn't know who the previous director or what she did. He announced it to the entire community before she even left, and it was not public knowledge. So I'm just saying this, be careful what you listen to when you're on this side, because people are gonna come up here and they're gonna tell their stories and lies, and then the public is gonna hear it and they're gonna think it's true. So please just do your due diligence to fact check things that you hear up here, including me. I don't care. Just one voice, just because it's the loudest doesn't mean it's the best. Thank you.
What's next?
Okay. Open projects. Is there anything?
I don't see anything on there that needs to be taken off, personally.
Yeah.
The annexation should all stay, because we're hoping we get them,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
I don't see nothing.
Okay. Anybody else got anything?
Well, you ready?
Oh, I'm good.
And the AOFF, is that done? Grant?
What is that? What is that
From
grant?
2024.
What is that grant? Don't want to take it off if we don't know what it is.
Yeah. Something with the partnership.
AOFF grant. Don't know?
Leave it on until you find out what it is.
we'll
Yeah,
find
it's something with
out.
the partnership,
Yep,
so
yep.
whenever I get to talk to them, I can ask.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Sounds good.
All right, then we're gonna adjourn at 8:03.
Committee?
Finance Committee comes to order at 8:04. James Bean Chair, Terry Spiegel, Ray Footoff, Robert Taylor. You have before you the minutes from January 8th, 2026 committee meeting. Everybody had a chance to look at those?
I'll make a motion, we accept them
Thank
as
you, Terry.
written.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ray. Terry? Yes?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Crawford County Partnership Contract Renewal, that's being held by Economic Development. Do we need to do anything in
Just give your
finance?
voice approval of the committee.
I approve.
Me too.
Yes.
We'll approve it, yep.
2025 Enterprise Fund, I bet that's a Kayla.
That is. The first portion, so this is actually two different pieces of legislation. The first piece of legislation is actually appropriating more to the lines for the reimbursements. This is, so in Fund 701 Waterworks, under Program 7520 Waterworks Administration and item line 28 Other Uses, increasing that item by $10,000.
I need a copy of that too. When we do this in finance.
Okay. Do you guys not have copies?
No.
Okay. And then in Fund 720 Sewage Disposal, under Program 7530 Sewage Disposal Administration and item line 28 Other Uses, increasing that line by $10,000. under Fund 750 Solid Waste Management, under Program 7510 Solid Waste Management Administration, and item line 28 other uses, increasing that line by $10,000. And then under Fund 760 Stormwater Utility, under Program 7544 Stormwater Administration, and item line 28 other uses, increasing that line by $10,000. So if I could get that sent as an emergency as one piece of legislation. And then because the enterprise fund reimbursement is actually a separate piece of legislation. And
Let's do that one first.
Huh?
Let's do that one first, then you have another one, correct?
Well, no, so I have the appropriations this is first. So if you want to go ahead and do that one first, then we can move on to the enterprise fund.
See, I need a motion for appropriations,
No.
like Kaylee just said.
So moved. As an emergency.
Second.
Taylor?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Spiegel?
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Now, resolution 213.
213. Next.
Okay. Actually, I wanted to say thank you for saying that as we go. That actually makes my life easier when I'm typing things in. Okay. Then the second part is actually the legislation that will be for the reimbursement. So for the new people on council, so you guys don't have this memo in front of you. Okay. So I'll just read it out. So here are different departments, the council members and clerk. There's another section for legal advertising, another section for the mayor, another section for the auditor, another section for the treasurer, and then another section for the law director and assistant. So how we view those and how the city of Bucyrus views those is that these throughout the year are all paid by the general fund, but all these departments work in service of all the funds, including the enterprise funds. So what happens during this piece is I take all the expenses that those departments have utilized throughout 2025, and then we can take a percentage of those to reimburse the general fund from the enterprise funds. So I'll go ahead and read through this. Date, January 22nd, 2026, to all council members and administration from the City of Bucyrus Auditor's Office. Enterprise fund reimbursements. The following is a breakdown of enterprise fund reimbursements for 2025. Actual expenditures, no percentages changed. Expense for council members and clerk in 2025 was $143,154.71. 75% of that, so the possible reimbursable amount would be $107,366.03. For legal advertising, the 2025 actual expense was $4,296.10. 75% of that would be $3,222.08. For the mayor department, it was $81,384.15. 50% of that is the reimbursable amount. It's the only one that's not 75. That leaves $40,692.08. The auditor's department was $156,552.93. 75% of that is $117,414.70. The treasurer's department was $11,237.72. 75% of which is $8,428.29. The law director and assistant was $214,868.18, 75% of which is $161,151.14. So the total of what could possibly be reimbursed is $274.32. Of that total, 80% of that can be reimbursed. So then what happens is I figure 80% of that, and then I divide that between the 4 enterprise funds. And that means that $87,654.86 per fund will be charged to the waterworks, sewage disposal, solid waste, and stormwater utility funds to reimburse the general fund. Any questions?
Get all that?
Every bit.
It's
This
in
is
the-
why I want to have a class for us.
It's in your packet. It's written.
I'm looking for it. I just
It's at the end of the, very end of it, on the committee reports.
If I didn't have the 900s in there, Chris.
Yeah, the 900s, a bunch of draft legislation.
Hey, I found it. First he got me sick over Christmas.
Big customer.
He's got 2 years to put up with that. So I need a motion to, what?
To reimburse the general fund from the enterprise funds as an emergency.
So moved.
Okay, I'll second it.
Make sure you state that as an emergency.
As an emergency.
Is that more than you usually do, or is it less?
It is, that's why we had to appropriate more. It's
Yeah.
been bouncing around the last 3 years.
I was gonna say, I don't remember ever that much coming out of my fund.
The first year, we had to appropriate more for the 2022 reimbursements into 2023, and it dropped back down in 2023 to reimburse 2023. We had to appropriate small amounts, but it was right around that, and I thought we would be safe at 78,000 by bumping it up just a couple thousand. It went up a little more.
Okay.
Okay, as an emergency, Robert.
Yes.
Spiegel.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Me and I'm yes.
Move resolution 214.
214.
Oh, I believe that should be an ordinance. I apologize. Actually, both of those should be ordinances.
All right, then scrap that. That should be, the first one will be ordinance 7. And the next one.
Have to
ordinance
amend,
8.
have to amend
Thank
your motion, Robert, make it an ordinance.
No, you just
don't have
requested
to.
legislation.
Okay, good enough.
You're good.
Ordinance 7.
Ordinance 7 and ordinance 8.
What's term bureaus, the bureau has been tabled. The agreement is economic development, so that's all been tabled. Open project, why don't you tear that up for me? Rob?
Yeah, let me see if I can find it on here. This is the last one I had, was July 9th. All right, water line expansion outside the city. We're gonna leave that open, right? Just in case, we get some business wanting to come in here.
Yep.
Stetzer water line. The city's taking the lead on that project, whatever, that was 2023.
We can take it off.
That
It's
done?
It's done.
Neff Reservoir, county water line expansion.
I don't know what that is. We're not reservoir.
2023, I think it's done. It should be.
Yeah,
I believe that's the dam project, isn't it?
Is that where they drained it?
No, that's a different dam.
So we keep it on there, we get rid of it.
It says water line expand, it says
Okay,
water
we'll
line
leave it.
expand, well, this might be two things then.
450 Dudley Street.
Consideration of taxation and levies. We're definitely taking that off, right? We don't, unless we don't need that on for continuing levies, do we?
Vacation of alley fees.
Where do you see that one at?
That's
Oh,
probably
my
already done
bad,
now.
skipped that
It's
one,
ready,
didn't I?
yeah, vacation of street and alley fees.
What's that even about? Anybody
Tabled
know?
until next meeting.
That was
That was in 2024.
2 years ago.
You need to change the fees, Tommy?
Did you wake him up?
No, we had,
Take it
that
off.
wasn't on my stuff.
All right, so we're gonna take it off.
That'd be on the 901s.
Deposits and procedures for utilities. No further information, kick to another meeting. Awful lot of that happened a couple years ago, huh?
Yeah.
Do we see a need to raise
That's part of the
deposits?
900,
That's part of 900.
902.
So we can get rid of that, right?
Yeah.
Keep the next one on.
Selling the North End Fire Station.
We just took care of that, right?
Well, yeah, but we better keep it on there until it's sold.
Till it's contract.
Good. All right, we'll get rid of it.
Oh, that's all done deal, right? Everybody's under
Yep.
contract for their
Yep.
healthcare.
Health insurance,
Uh,
stormwater fees.
I'm assuming that's in the 900 series or
What's that?
stormwater fees?
Yeah.
So we can
Leave it on?
For now, yeah. We
Leave it on.
left it in service too.
Let's, the donations towards the airport projects, that's been tabled.
Safety level forces.
That should stay.
Yeah, they're still working on their stuff.
How about the American Tower lease? Stays?
That'll be a brand new question.
American Tower lease, does it stay?
No. Nope, they backed
All right,
out.
where's the American Tower at? Just since I should learn something from this.
The American Tower is the Verizon.
Verizon.
On the BT building.
Yeah.
Correct. As of right now, they don't want to do anything with it.
Utility service superintendent, where you can remove that, correct?
Yeah. Employees pay and others,
Oh, that's-
budget item.
We can probably remove that.
Remove that.
I mean, it's,
You want us to keep it or not?
they're under contract. I mean,
That's true.
what are we doing here about it? We don't have any say in it.
Nope.
Get rid of it. Waterworks fund.
Oh, that's done deal. We've already solved that problem.
Ordinance number 15, 2025, passed administration. Yep.
Yeah.
South Sandusky Waterline Project. I think we better keep that one.
Yeah.
Income tax levy for all mode pool. That'll stay. Annexation. Crawford County
Actually, that
recycling.
can be removed because you passed legislation on a Tuesday. So once legislation passes it on, that can come.
Okay.
I have a question about that. I don't, and I can't remember verbatim, but it doesn't ring a bell. Did we have written in that legislation of how we were gonna manage who got in free and who didn't, and if we
No,
didn't?
because that's not part of the levy. The legislation you passed.
Not the
just puts it on the
administration.
ballot.
But I guess, did I misunderstand the process
There'll be
then?
another one, right?
I thought,
You can either do the legislation or the administration can set a policy, either way, if the levy passes. then.
Okay.
So it's an if then. If it passes, then y'all will figure that out.
okay, so I guess, because this is gonna come up with the community. If it passes, but is it not pertinent to have this, what exactly we're going to do, written in, this is what we're going to do before they vote on it?
I believe the correct way to do that would be to go on the record and say what your plans are, and then as they work on having a campaign in support of it, the campaign would also state what the plans are.
I got you. So the crunch to get it on, when's the verbiage for what's gonna be on the ballot? When do you have to have that written in stone? This is what
That
it's
has
gonna
to be
say.
submitted to the Board of Elections before February 4th.
Okay, and that's the issue then. How do we put it on there if they're voting on something and the details are not spelled out?
You couldn't put your plans for that, because that's not, you're asking the voters to support a levy, you're not putting your policies into that.
So essentially, what could happen is we could say, the administration could say, this is our plan. We're gonna give it all, it's gonna be free here, free there, free everywhere. But then they vote and they pass it. Well, it's not free now. Theoretically, I'm just asking, is that correct, that theoretically could happen?
Brandon, does that fall under the guise though of where you're collecting tax money, then, similar to where like your tax money's paying for the fire department, so they can't send you to collections type thing? Does that fall under the same rule?
Can you rephrase the question?
My concern is this, we're putting something on the ballot to collect tax money, but we are not spelling out exactly we know it's going towards the pool. But there is the question of, is it going to be free for the citizens? And what citizens, when, where? I mean, I think that's pretty important information to have. Go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
I have to agree with you. I think that if the citizens are gonna vote on it, they need to know right up front, from the get-go, what they're voting on.
Absolutely.
What are they getting in the end of their yes vote?
I agree with the
100%.
mayor on that.
So my suggestion is before the next meeting, which will still be before even get to the Board of Elections, come up with a plan of what you want to say and ask for a resolution that authorizes and directs the administration to do this in the event the levy passes.
Roger that. Are you okay with
That's fine with me.
And I would
Brandon?
suggest working with the administration to come
Oh,
up
for
with
sure.
that plan.
For
and
sure.
then- Yeah.
Okay, just there's some, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
So you got that, you want
Good
help?
question.
I can handle it.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you need anything, just call me.
Roger that. What's the timeline on that? When do we need that? When do you need it by, Brandon, or the administration, whoever's actually gonna
It's gotta
write
be
that?
turned in by February 4th.
I was gonna say as soon as possible.
Okay.
Appropriations for 42,000 for new income tax hardware.
That's already been approved, has it?
We did that.
Okay.
That can be.
$6,000 for civil service materials and supplies, that's passed.
Yeah, I think all that's.
All that's done.
Appropriation. Transfer 5,000, sorry.
We just passed this one here, the WPCL, that'll be coming off.
That can come off now, because you already passed it.
Enterprise funds, we just did that. We can remove the police department minimum manpower.
You want that out?
Well, yeah, I mean, I killed it in health and safety.
Okay.
We're good?
Yep.
That's Michelle's. Get in. Citizens participation, anybody? Meeting adjourned at 8:24.